Hello, I'm Nung Bedell, and I'm a customer reliability engineer at Fairwinds. In this video, I'm going to take you through the host IPC should not be configured Insights action item. What is IPC? IPC is inter-process communication mechanism of an operating system that allows processes to communicate with each other and synchronize all their actions. The communication between these processes can be seen as a method of cooperation between them. Processes can communicate with each other through both shared memory and message passing. Why should host IPC not be configured? The host IPC namespace controls whether a pod's containers can be shared. You can administer cluster level restrictions to ensure that containers remain isolated using role-based access control RBAC via a pod security policy and ensuring that host IPC is set to false. Preventing the sharing of host IPC namespace ensures proper isolation between Docker containers and the underlying host. Restricting host IPC configuration can be handled via a pod security policy or on an individual workload, such as a pod. Here we have a pod security policy, where in the spec we've set the host IPC to false. Next, we've created a cluster role, where we've granted access to that policy. And then finally, we've created a cluster role binding the role to a service account. In this example, we're taking a pod workload, and in the spec, we've called out host IPC set to false. In conclusion, setting the host IPC to false further hardens your Kubernetes deployments. Host IPC can be configured on individual workloads, and/or one can configure a pod security policy and then bind it to a role to accomplish this on a larger scale within your cluster.